All right. Okay, so we're recording now. So we're going to go ahead and start our breathing on our backs, but we're going to do something a little different this morning. So I want you to grab a block and a couple of blankets. Go ahead and set them over to the side so that they're easy for you to take. All right. So as you can see, I've got my blankets and my block right here. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and roll ourselves back. I want you to take just a couple cycles of breath so that you can connect in. And I know that for some of you, lengthening your legs might create a little bit of a tension. But what we're looking for is that once you get your legs extended, I want you to go ahead and interlace your fingers behind your head. And what you're going to do is you're going to lift your torso so that you can begin to feel when you connect that lumbar spine into the floor. And then I want you to take a look at yourself in your computer so that you know about how high you need to lift. You're going to draw your knees into your chest. Roll yourself over to your side. Okay. And we're going to go ahead and use our blankets as an assist so that we don't have to hold ourselves up. It will make everything much easier. And then you're going to go ahead and lay that back down. Oh, that's not it. And you may have to do a little fiddling. All right. And here we go. There we go. Okay, perfect. Okay, are we good? Everybody nice and comfortable. Okay, good. Now, if that stops being comfortable with your legs extended, please feel free to bend your knees. Okay, so I'm taking this first part from Katie Bowman's latest book, which is about regaining trunk strength, which for many of us is a big thing. Okay, all right. So from here, what I want you to do is let your hands come to rest on your low belly. And I want you to notice, I want you to go ahead and take your hands from your low belly, spread them out so that you can feel the front of your pelvis. And then I want you to walk your thumbs up so that you can feel the front of your rib cage. And what you're looking for is for the front of the pelvis and the front of the rib cage to be approximately in the same line. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to practice our diaphragmatic breath. And as you exhale and you draw that belly in, I want you to feel that lumbar spine ground into the floor. And then as you inhale, I want you to see if you can just keep everything neutral and still continue to feel that lower lumbar spine press into the floor. So what we're doing here is we're giving ourselves the opportunity to practice breathing into our back. So when you're ready, slow, steady inhale. And just really feel that lumbar spine press into the floor. Slow, steady exhale. And again, slow, steady inhale. As you inhale again, really focus on feeling that lower lumbar spine press into the floor. Exhale, let it gently release. And again, slow, steady inhale. Exhale. One more time, full cycle of breath. Okay, and now with this connection of our spine into our floor, beginning with your right hip on the next inhale, connect into the right hip. And then as you exhale, gently pressing into the floor, I want you to begin to feel this right hip gently pull up towards that right rib cage on the side. And you're only going to make this movement as far as is comfortable. So if you start feeling discomfort, either through the glute, either through the left side, you're going to stop right before that begins to get irritating. And then when you're ready, as you exhale, I want you to begin to allow that right side to unwind. And it may take 2 to 3 cycles of breath. Still using that diaphragmatic breath, feeling that lumbar spine. Gently continue to maintain. And then once you feel everything go back to neutral, you're going to take another full inhale. And then as you exhale, I want you to feel that left hip gently begin to move up towards that left rib cage on the lateral side. And again, what you're looking for is as soon as you begin to feel any kind of sensation, rather than something that feels really yummy, I want you to stop and just pause and hold that for breath. And then when you're ready, as you exhale, I want you to gently, gently unwind that. Feel everything unwind, taking as many breaths as you need to allow your body to come back into neutral. And then what I want you to do is I want you to gently bring the knees in. Hands are going to come underneath the knees. Gently draw those knees up. Find some extension through that lumbar spine. And then when you're ready, I want you to roll yourself into sitting. There we go. And it may take a couple of times. There you go. Good. Beautiful. Nice. There we go. Good. Okay. Now, from here, I want you to spread your feet so that they're hip distance apart. If you have socks on, if you could take your socks off just for this part, and then you can put your socks back on because I don't want anybody to have cold toes. But it does help if you can actually feel the sole of the foot on your sticky mat. Okay, so the first thing I want you to do once you're up here is you're going to go ahead and let your hands come underneath your knees. But without making any movements, I want you to play with your feet first. So the first thing I want you to do is push the soles of the feet away from you. And I want you to notice what muscles you're activating. When you do that, you start activating through your quadriceps, right? And you can feel it in your lumbar spine. Then let that release. Now what I want you to do is I want you to feel your heels pull towards your sit bones. And I want you to notice how that movement with your legs changes where you feel this in your sit bones. Does everybody feel that, right? Can everybody feel that? Yeah, okay, good. All right, so bring your hands back underneath. And what I want you to do is take a slow, steady inhale. Exhale, and I want you to push those feet away from you without moving. And then once you get that going through the feet, I want you to begin to round into this really lower lumbar spine. Just really let it round. Breathe. And then I want you to relax. I want you to relax your feet. And I want you to relax your spine. And again, notice if you can find a little bit more length now that we've done that. Next step, I want you to pull the heels towards you. Again, without sliding on the mat. And then what I want you to do is feel the connection between the sits bones and the heels working their way towards each other. So this is coming from a much lower space. You're not trying to arch or create a concave curve through the lumbar spine. You are asking all of these muscles much lower to begin to engage. And then let that relax. Come back to your breath. Notice if you find a little bit more length through this really lower lumbar spine. And then again, one more time. As you exhale, I want you to push those feet away from you. And as you push those feet away, I want you to roll into this super low area. So this is like L5, S1. So this may not be a very big movement at all. So you're just going to do just a little bit. Good. And then let that relax. Let your body come back onto the sits bones and come back to neutral. Oh my goodness. Miss Carolyn made it. God love you, honey. She had her COVID shot yesterday. Okay. So please know, if you just want to lay here and be with us, that's completely okay. All right. One more time. I want you to pull the heels towards you. Feel the sits bones move towards the heels. And I want you to feel that super, super, super low engagement. And then I want you to gently let that relax. Come back to neutral. Okay, so from here, we're going to walk the feet out just a little bit, and I want us to gently roll ourselves back into the support that we created. And again, start with the knees bent. And you're only going to lengthen them as much as you need to, while still creating this really yummy support for that lumbar spine. Hands come back to the low belly. Again, moving back into diaphragmatic breath. Slow, steady inhale. I want you to feel the expansion. As you feel the expansion, I want you to feel that lower lumbar area press into the mat. Then when you're ready, as you exhale, continue pressing even as you draw your belly in. And again, slow, steady inhale. Pressing into the mat. Exhale. Continue to press into the mat. And then one more time, slow, steady inhale. Slow, steady exhale. Okay. Coming from here, we're going to go ahead and roll over onto our side. We're going to remove our blankets and our bolsters, what we were using to prop ourselves up. Now we're going to come all the way back down. Allow the knees to bend. Allow the arc to come, your natural arc to come back into the spine. Let your arms come by your side. Let your eyes gently close. I want you to come back to that deep diaphragmatic breath, allowing your body to make that pelvic rotation as it chooses. So all we're doing is I want you to feel the difference now in this lower part of your body. So this is everything from the rib cage down to the pelvis. If you want to see the difference in terms of how your ribs are, again, put your fingers on the front of your pelvis and then slide those thumbs up to the front of the rib cage. And just notice if there's a difference in position. It's not a good thing, it's not a bad thing, it's just a noticing thing. Okay, let your eyes gently close, let your hands, if you choose, either down by your side or over that low belly. And I want everybody to take 3 full cycles of breath using their own length, moving through just a simple low belly breath. When you get done with your 3 cycles of breath, I want you to place your hands over your heart. Okay, beautiful. All right, y'all, from here, since we're all connected to the earth through our mats, we're going to really enjoy the vibration. So what we're going to do is I want you to sing the sound of ah, sing the sound of o, sing the sound of On your 4th breath, please set your intent as an I am statement. Something that you most need, something that you most desire. So when you're ready, slow, steady inhale. Use that low belly. Oh, and when you're ready, gently, slowly release your hands. Let everything come to rest down by the side. Let your eyes softly open, gentle smile. Okay, here we go. I want you to grab your block. Since it's handy dandy. Okay, both hands on the block. So again, the knees are still bent. I want you to continue to use that full diaphragmatic breath. When you're ready, inhale. Exhale gently. Use your entire exhale to bring the block up over the head. Now, as you do this, I want you to see if you can keep your spine and your pelvis stable. Don't allow the block to touch the floor. Keep it hovering. As you're here, what I want you to do is see if it's possible for you, without arcing your back, to gently begin to squeeze those inner edges of the shoulder blades together. Now, in order to do this 2 motions at once, you may need to squeeze a little bit through your glutes in order to stay aware of what's going on through your lower trunk. And then inhale when you're ready, gently, slowly. Bring it back up and release the glutes. Another slow, steady inhale. When you're ready, exhale. I want you to gently twist yourself over towards the left. Notice how that feels through the low spine. Inhale, bring yourself up. On the next exhale, gently squeeze through the glutes, lift those arms up over your head, again, letting it hover. Again, notice if your body wants to arc into this and see if you can keep yourself stable through the lower part of your trunk, which means that you may need to activate your core. You may need to squeeze your glutes a little bit. And as you do this one more time, I want you to see if you can find those inner edges of the shoulder blade. And even if they don't move, I want you to activate them with the intention of drawing those inner edges together. Let it relax. And then when you're ready, inhale, bring that block back up. Good. Now, when you're ready, inhale and then exhale, bring yourself over to the right. Notice how that feels. Beautiful. Good. And then when you're ready, slow, steady inhale, bringing it back up. Last time, we're going to go ahead and bring the block over our heads. See if you can keep your spine neutral without creating a large concave curve. So when you're ready, exhale. And as you exhale, really focus on the stability of the spine, separating the shoulders from the lower spine. And one more time. Even if this is just an intent, I want you to work towards squeezing those inner edges of the glutes together. Again, be very mindful of what that low back is doing. You're not trying to tip your pelvis up. You're just trying to keep it neutral so that your upper shoulder blades can do the work without the lower spine also feeling the need to engage. And then when you're ready, inhale, bring yourself back up. Let everything relax. Gently remove the block. Let your arms come down by the side for a moment. Okay, again, what I want you to do is gently bring the knees in. I want you to find that lower stretch so you can bend deeply into the knees or not, but actually allow that pelvis to lift up off the floor and feel that really deep, low opening. And then from here, again, very gently, you may need to rock a little bit. We're going to bring ourselves up into a seated position. There we go. Good. Very nicely done. Okay. Let your hands come behind. Fingertips are pointing forward. Knees are still bent. Soles of the feet are on the floor. Gently, slowly from here. And again, see if you can separate rather than arcing and popping the ribs forward. I want you to see if you can stay engaged through the core and at the same time, take those inner edges of the shoulder blades and gently squeeze them together. So this is going to feel like a slightly different movement. Beautiful, you guys. That looks awesome. Gorgeous. Good. And then very gently, very slowly, roll those shoulders forward. Roll them back. Okay. Let the legs cross for a moment. Take a moment and just make this a bigger roll. All right, from here, take a moment and I want you to find your sits bones. I want you to see if you can find, some of us, myself included, tend to anteriorly tilt, which means that we roll from the center of the sits bone and we push our sits bones behind. So I want you to find center, okay? And actually what we're going to do with this, and this is for me, you guys because you guys all have a better activation than I do. I want you to extend your legs, okay? And we're gonna walk our glutes forward and back. So get yourself on comfortably on your mat, okay? Hands can come to your hips, or you can cross them, or you can hold them like this, whatever feels comfortable. And here we go. We're gonna go ahead and walk through the sit bones. There we go, good. Now, as you're doing this, I want you to really feel that bony part of your bottom, please. You gotta know where's the bottom. All right, you guys, good, beautiful, nice, good, okay. All right, how did that feel to move really strongly through the hips? That feel good? You guys, this is really, you guys, believe it or not, your pelvis and your hips and the low back, they're all supposed to be very fluid. You should be able to move them individually and together, okay? So, and sometimes we lose that. So this is all about finding it again. So now that we did that, I want you to see if you can feel your sits bones. Does that feel right? So, and one of the things that can sometimes happen is that due to life, falls, horseback riding, all kinds of things, our pelvis isn't necessarily square. So as you're here sitting, I want you to notice if you feel one side of your sit bones more strongly than the other. Now the side that you don't feel quite as strongly, I want you to take that side, and I want you to just take that side and press that sit bone into the mat just a little bit more. Good. Now I want you to let that relax. Does it feel a little bit more equal now? Yeah. Okay, good. All right. So from here, are we ready? Yes? Okay. Gently, if possible, you can either leave your legs long like this if you want to really maintain that sit bone connection, or try continuing to feel the sit bone and gently bring your legs in a little bit. So it's completely up to you, okay? Does that change it? Bring the legs back out, okay? Go to where you can really feel that sit bone connection. There you go, good, perfect. All right, starting with the right hand, you're gonna inhale, bring it up. Exhale, and as you do this, you're gonna let the hip shift. So that means left hip is gonna come forward, right hip is gonna come, or excuse me, left hip is gonna come back, right hip is gonna come forward just a little bit, and then just very gently, slowly, bring that right hand to the outside of the left leg. Now, before you do anything, I want you to again find the sits bones. Did you lose your right sits bones when you turned to the left? So I want you to readjust to see if you can go back to feeling both sits bones equally. This is going to may change how you approach your twist, and that's fine. Breathe here. And if you want to strengthen this a little bit more and bring yourself in a little bit more to the twist, I want you to engage through these left side abdominal muscles. So you're going to squeeze those so that you can safely take yourself into the twist just a little bit more. And feel free to flex through the feet. Gently, slowly unwind your head. Release the engagement through that left side. And then inhale, bring that right arm up and over. Okay. And just notice if by doing that, do you have more tension now in this left leg? Okay. And again, what we're going to do is we're going to butt walk forward and butt walk back. So we're just going to do this like 5 counts forward, 5 counts back. So when you're ready, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. Now backwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. Reconnect into the sits bones. Notice that when you reconnect into your sits bones, if you place your hands behind, you have, it's like you're like an L. So find that connection into the sits bone. All right, here we go. When you're ready, inhale, lengthen. This is my left hand waving at you. Exhale. Allow right hip to ease back, left hip to ease forward. Left hand comes to the outside of the hip. Breathe. On this side, notice how the sits bones feel. Do you feel equally connected through both sides? Again, if you want to do a little bit more, you're going to take this right side, and I want you to squeeze that side abdominal muscle, which is going to help you safely twist more deeply into the posture. Breathe here. And then very gently, slowly to release. Release those side glutes first. Gently feel that unwind. And then inhale, sweep that left arm over. Good. Nice. Okay, roll the shoulders. How are we feeling? Everybody feeling good? How is the neck feeling and the shoulder? Better, or does it need more? Need more? Okay, all right, here we go. So while we're here, grounding into our sits bones, I want you to take your head and bring that right ear towards that right shoulder. And breathe. If it feels appropriate, I want you to take that right hand, bring it up and over, and then gently press that head into your hand. And then very gently, very slowly release. Bring the head up. Tip the chin now to the chest. I want you to interlace your fingers behind. And I want you to gently press the head into your hands. Really feel this in through the cervical spine and through the neck and all those upper trapezius muscles and all those shoulder muscles that you're asking ever so gently to stretch. And then gently, slowly let that release. As long as there is no tension, I want you to open gently, bring your throat out. You should always be able to swallow. Those of you that want to try something fun, place your first two fingers over your forehead and gently press your forehead into your fingers, making sure that you're being very mindful of the neck. And let that release. Gently, slowly bring the head up. Now, left ear to left shoulder. Gently roll that left ear towards that left shoulder. Notice how this side feels. When you're ready, left hand comes up and over. Gently press. Breathe. And release. Gently, slowly bring it up. Roll the shoulders. Roll the head and neck. Okay. Does that feel a little bit better? Yes? Okay, here we go. So now what we're going to do is we're going to roll over and we're going to come onto our tummies. Yay, go team. Okay, so with our hands by our sides, I don't want you to put any pressure into your hands. In fact, maybe what you need to do is go ahead and sweep your hands so that the hands are resting on the low back so that there's no cheating. So what I want you to do first, from chin on the mat, is I want you to see how does it feel? You may need to squeeze your glutes a little bit, but I want you to just practice bringing your head up so that you can gaze straight ahead and just notice how that feels through the head and the neck. Remember, we're always only going to the place where this feels like an invitation. Gently, slowly bring the head down. Pause right here. The next range of motion I want you to test is to gently bring the side of your face over to the right. Is it comfortable to turn your head to the right? Just notice. Gently, slowly allow that to release. Come back, resting chin on the mat. Then I want you to gently turn your head to the left. Notice range of motion on that side. Please remember, you guys, you're not judging the range of motion. You're just noticing. Noticing an area that might need a little bit more attention. Noticing an area that might need a little bit more exercise. Gently, slowly release. Bring it back. One more time without using your hands. Gently, slowly lift your head so that you can gaze straight ahead. Breathe. Now what I want you to see is I want you to see if you can lift a little bit more. So I want you to squeeze through your glutes. Press your pelvis into the floor and see if you can come up a little bit more, not using your hands. So you're going to tighten through your trunk. That's going to give you the stability. Gently, slowly let that release, relax, come all the way back down. Chin to the mat. We're going to do this one more time. So please remember, you're only going as far as feels comfortable. So again, I want you to find the extension through your head and neck first. Gently bringing your head and neck up. When you're ready, squeeze through the glutes, engage through your core, which is what we've been working on a lot today, and see if you can lift yourself up a little bit more. Breathe. Gently, slowly release. Let it come back down. Back onto the chin. From here, I want you to bring your hands to either side of your chest. Fingertips are behind your collarbone. Hands are placed as wide as they need to be so that the elbows move back to the waist. So we're going to do the same motion, but now we're going to make it a little bit bigger. And we're going to move ourselves into a little bit more of a cobra. So when you're ready, engage through the glutes. Lift the head and neck first, gazing forward. Now, I want you to take those inner edges of the shoulder blades, gently draw them together, and then begin to press down, squeezing through the glutes. See if you can lift up to your belly button. Breathe, making sure that this is inviting, it feels good, and you're having a good time doing it. Shoulders are down. Gently, slowly release. From here, you're going to press more strongly into your hands so you can take yourself back either into puppy dog or child's pose. So press up, back into tabletop, and then depending on what your body is telling you, either keep your hips high, opening through the arms, or gently work to bring the hips back towards the heels. Slow, slow breath. Really breathe into your back and allow everything to stretch because we've just asked all of our paraspinal muscles to work. It's like there's a ton of different back muscles. All the way down to the lats. Okay. And then from there, you've got your erector spinae, you have your paraspinal muscles. Slow, steady breath. Really allow everything to work. So from here, whether hips are high or low, I want you to take your hands and walk them over to the right and shift the hips over to the left. If you choose and you want to increase this, try squeezing that right hip up towards that right rib cage. Oh, notice what that does. Breathe. Gently moving into some lateral. Slowly, gently release that. Come back to middle. Wherever you are, whether it's puppy dog or child's pose. And now from here, I want you to gently walk your hands over to the left, shift the hips over to the right. Not only are you sensing opening through the rib cage, through that right rib cage, if you choose, I want you to squeeze through that left glute a little bit more, and I want you to feel that left hip move up towards that left rib cage. And gently, slowly release. Release that left hip. Let those hands come back forward. Once again, find the release. Now, after doing that, I want you to notice how your body feels through the low back. Slowly, gently, draw yourself up onto your knees. Okay, I'm going to change the camera real quick. And we're going to go ahead and do a little bit of lunges from kneeling. So if you need a chair for stability, grab a chair. Okay. Coming back to kneeling, making sure that you've got extra padding as you need. Beautiful, you guys. Okay, hands to the hips. Shift the body weight over to the right. Shift the body weight over to the left. Now I want you to see if you can pick each knee up. There you go. Ah, good. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. All right. When you're ready, shift the body weight to the right and step that left foot forward. Beautiful, good, nice. Now, as long as your body says yes, I want you to gently allow the hip and the trunk to come down. Breathe. Okay, from here, I want you to take this left hand that I'm waving at you, bring it across your thigh. Right hand is going to come down by your side, and you're going to take a gentle inhale, bring yourself up, and stretch. Take a moment to play with that inner edge of the shoulder blade. So right shoulder blade, I want you to feel that inner edge. Draw towards your spine. Make those rhomboids work. Gently release that, and then exhale, bring it back down. From here, as long as your body says yes, you're going to go ahead, place this right hand on your hip, and then inhale, bring it up. Exhale. You're going to shift that left hip back. You may bring yourself out a little bit, but you're going to twist yourself over to the left. Breathe, squeeze through the glutes as needed to create stability. Use your core. Again, find this left side abdominals and squeeze them together a little bit. Left hand, which I'm waving at you, can come behind, or it can stay on that left hip. Gently, slowly release. Inhale, bring it up. Exhale, bring it down. From here, you're going to pull yourself out a little bit more and step that left foot back. Wobble a little bit, popping one knee up and then the other. Okay, taking our hands, sliding ourselves back down. Coming into forearm position. So our forearms are on the mat. Hands are either touching or lightly clasped. Please remember, you guys, that this piece is all about intent. So even if nothing is lifting, you're still engaging. So the first thing I want you to do is, with your hands and your arms in position, I want you to shift your hips back so that you can gently stretch through the side body. Serratus anterior, latissimus dorsi, all of that, very important. Getting a nice opening. And then gently Knees and everything are still contacted on the mat. Gently bring the shoulders forward and the hips down. Gently come back to center. If that was good and your body would like to do more, all you're going to do is just gently lift your knees 1 inch. From here, with knees lifted 1 inch, you're going to lengthen back. Breathe. And then when you're ready, gently, slowly bring yourself forward. Lengthen long. Inhale, bring yourself back to that slightly elevated tabletop. Drop the knees. Lengthen one more time, gently opening with knees and lower legs touching. Bring yourself back to center. Hands come back down, back into quadruped pose or tabletop. Slide those hands back all the way up. Coming back up to kneeling. Beautiful, nicely done. Okay, here we go. Second side, hands are going to come back to the hips. Shift the body weight over to the left leg. Step the right foot forward. Okay. Breathe. As long as your body says yes, gently allow the hips to come forward, opening, through the psoas, through the iliacus, through the hip flexors and the top of the quadricep. Breathe here. Squeeze into the glutes as much as you need to, making sure that it stays safe. We're going to begin. Right hand is going to come on top of the right thigh. Left arm is going to come down by the side. Inhale. Gently sweep yourself up. Again, play with the shoulders. So I want you to take the inner edge of the left shoulder. Squeeze that inner edge of the left shoulder, pulling it towards the spine. Notice how that changes things on the front. Breathe. And gently release. Slowly, gently lower that right arm. Let the left arm. Let the left hand come to the left hip. You're going to release this right hand. And then when you're ready, inhale, left arm up. This time, right hip is going to come back a little bit. If you need to pull yourself out, please do so. And gently twist. Right hand is going to come behind if it's comfortable. Otherwise, leave it on the hip. If you want to go deeper, bring this hip towards the rib cage. Breathe. And gently, slowly release. Inhale, bring it all the way back up. And when you're ready, bring yourself out a little bit more. Step it back. Go ahead, do a little wiggle through the hips. There we go. Good. Okay. One more time. Slide those hands down the front. Walk them back out into tabletop. Want you to take a pause here and do a very gentle cow. Feel that belly open. Feel those hips lift. Press down through the hands. Let the gaze come about 2 to 3 feet in front. And then when you're ready, exhale. Drop in through the hips. Lift. Take those front portions of the upper arms and feel them pull together. Chin moves towards the chest. Opening into all parts of the spine. Gently, slowly release. Okay, from here, slide back up. We're going to try something completely new and different, you guys. So I want you to be very mindful of what your body's saying it would like to do, okay? So I want you to grab your chairs. I'm going to do this from the side first so that you can see. Okay, there we go. first thing I want you to do is sit on the very edge of your chair, just like this. Okay. And just as we did on the ground, I want you to find your hip. So if you need to bring your hands right onto the edge of the pelvis so that you can feel it, here's what I want you to do. Just like we do when we're breathing on the ground, I want you to start with that right hip, and I want you to pull that right hip up just a little bit towards that right rib cage. Gently, slowly relax, let that lower down. Now I want you to take the left hip and I want you to bring that up, pulling it up towards that left rib cage. Gently, slowly lower down, okay? If that felt good and you'd like to try a slightly bigger movement with this, what you're going to do is this. You're going to take your feet, step them forward one length of your foot. Hands are going to come to the back of the chair and you're going to slide your glutes off. Okay, there you go, good. Now, right here, I want you to find those inner edges of the shoulder blades, gentle squeeze. And same thing, I want you to take that right hip and squeeze it up towards that right rib cage. Let it relax. Left hip, let it come up towards that left rib cage. Let that relax. Now, this next part, here we go. You're going to take this right leg, so I want you to pop it up so that you know that you can lift it off the ground. You're going to bring it up and slide it behind. Oh, look at you go. See if you can release your hands from the chair. Good. Look at y'all go. Now, we're going to face forward even though our pelvis is going out at a 45-degree angle. Okay? So you're going to take this right hand, place it on the hip. Inhale, lift this left arm up and gently, slowly draw yourself over towards the right. So just nice, gentle lateral bend. Breathe. And when you're ready, gently inhale, bring it up. Allow the left hand to come to the hip. Inhale, lengthen into the right. Exhale, roll yourself over to the left. This is probably going to be a much smaller movement, and that's fine. Breathe. One more cycle of breath. And gently, slowly release. Okay, here's the fun part. Hands are going to come back to the chair. Find support in the chair first. You may want to squeeze those inner edges of the shoulder blades together. Press down strongly through that left leg. Bring the right leg back up. One more time. Starting with the left side now. I want you to bring that left hip up. Breathe. Notice how that feels. Let it come down. When you're ready, breathe that right hip up. Notice how that feels. Gently bring it down. Here we go. Now, test the left leg. You should be able to lift it. When you do, bring it behind and crisscross, just like we did on the other side. From there, gently let it release. Good. Beautiful, ladies. Look at you go. Okay, here we go. Take that right arm. Left hand is on the left hip. Inhale, bring it up. Exhale, gently roll it away. So you're rolling over to the left. Hips may shift to the right a little bit. That's fine. You've got a gentle squeeze in your glute if you need to for some extra stability. Gently, slowly release. Inhale, bring it up. Let that right hand come down. Inhale that left arm up. Exhale, roll yourself over to the left. Breathe. Again, this may not be as big, and that's fine. And then gently, slowly release. Inhale, bring that back up. Let your hands come back down. Let your hands come back to the chair. Make sure that they're on the sides. When you're ready, press down strongly through that right foot. Bring that left foot up and then slide yourself back onto your chair. Woo! Ladies, that's beautiful. Look at you go. New stuff this morning. Okay, you guys, now we get to do something fun. I want you to bend your knees. If you need a block, grab a block. Place it in between your legs or slightly forward. And I want you to do just a very gentle forward fold and let everything in that back relax and release. If it's comfortable, you can let your head rest on the top of the block. And just breathe. You can bring your legs out as wide as you want. Let everything soften. Two more cycles of breath right here. We're just giving ourselves a nice long time to neutralize. That was a whole bunch of work we just did. Okay, when you're ready, very gently, very slowly, hands come to the knees first. Tuck that chin gently, roll yourself up, roll out. Let your body shake a little bit. There we go. Okay, guess what? Now we get to come down back to the mat. Go team. So we're going to move our blocks. We're going to move our chair. And we're going to bring ourselves all the way back down. And gently, slowly bring it back. Good. All right, y'all, before we finish with our final postures, I want you just to take a moment. Breathe. And once you breathe, I want you to see if you can gently lengthen into that lumbar spine so that you can feel it pushing down. And what I want you to do is I want you to engage through your core. And I want you to feel gravity pull that lumbar spine into the floor. So you're creating stability from the top so that you can actually feel it move into and towards the floor. And then gently let that relax. Yummy, yummy, yummy. And it means when I say relax, you're going to let that natural curve come back into your spine. And then one more time, I want you to engage through your core, and I want you to feel that spine attach itself into the mat. So you're really using your core here. Little bit of activation through the glutes, but you're really activating through the core. And then let that relax. Slow, big, deep diaphragmatic breaths. And all we're doing is we're just making sure that our spine is happy and it's neutral. Okay? There's no tension there. So one more time, now that we've let everything unwind, I want you to engage through your core. And I want you to feel that lumbar spine really press into the mat. So basically it's a push-pull, right? Breathe, really engage, and then let that relax. Going back to the natural arch, letting everything release, letting everything soften. And then when you're ready from here, I want you to bring your legs up. We're going to do the eye of the needle pose. But before we do that, I want you to roll your feet through the ankles. Let them move in both directions. And then gently point through the toes and flex through the feet. And point through the toes and flex through the feet. Okay. And then one more time. I want you to leave this left leg up. I want you to flex strongly into the right leg. And this is going to just be a small movement. I want you to open that right leg about a foot. Stay engaged through that right leg. So everything is going to stay engaged. You've got muscles engaging all the way down the leg. Your glutes are engaging, right? Little bit of that right core is engaging because you've got that pushed out. And then pull with the adductor muscles, bring it back in. Gently bend into both knees. Give yourself a gentle hug. And when you're ready, gently lengthen both legs back up. Flexing back into both feet. I want you to really engage through that left leg now. And when you're ready, just gently bring it out about a foot. And I want you to activate every muscle that is within that left leg. So really, really, really feel that engagement. From the glute all the way down to the sole of the foot, I want you to engage that left leg. Now, when you're ready, I want you to really use those adductors that are already firing to pull that left leg back up. Let it relax and then gently bend back into the knees. And again, gentle energy-freeing pose, Apanasana. And just take a moment to notice that when you fully engage, that relaxation is even more delicious. Your body just goes, and softens. Gently bring both legs up. Coming back to the right leg, I want you to bring it across into a 4. Right hand goes through the inside, left hand goes to the out. You can either interlace behind the knee or gently just below the kneecaps. Breathe. Those of you that want to play and feel that you have the space within which to play, squeeze into that right glute. Again, fully squeeze, fully activate, really ask it to engage. This is a great place to do it because the hamstring can't really help. Then let that relax. Notice if you observe a slight softening through that lower lumbar spine on the right side. From here, we're going to take ourselves into a very gentle twist. So those of you that know that you can't go very far, grab your block and place it on the left side. You're going to release your hands. Right hand is going to come to the right knee. Left hand is going to come up and over on top of the left knee. When you're ready, gently working just the lower body, you're going to begin to roll your body over towards the left. As soon as you begin to feel any kind of sensation through the glute, just pause. So it might be that this is an extremely small movement. That's okay. And just breathe. Know that it's going to take your body anywhere from 30 seconds to a minute to really begin to find itself within the pose. If your body says yes and you can move in a little bit more, allow it. You can drop that left foot down so that you can create some stability. And then slowly, slowly, slowly take it over. And again, you are doing this with so much gratitude, so much love, because it's your body and you want your body to feel good. When you've gone to a place that feels comfortable, I want you just to hang out there. Breathe. If there's areas of your body that feel like they're tense and they're fighting you, squeeze into them. And then when you're ready, gently release that and see if you can get that area of your body that was feeling tense to find opening and relaxation. One more cycle of breath. And then very gently, if you need to help your legs up, help your legs up. Otherwise, I want you to engage through your core and gently draw both legs back up. Lengthen into the left leg, lengthen into the right leg. Take a moment to notice the difference. And then what I want you to do is you're going to bend back into that right knee. Interlace your fingers either behind the knee or just below the kneecap. I want you to allow that left leg to come down. It can either lengthen completely or you can put a gentle bend in the knee. Please do what feels best for your back and your body. And gently squeeze. Bringing that right leg up towards the right shoulder, making sure that you are still well balanced through both shoulder blades and into your back. And then when you're ready, gently, slowly draw the legs together, bring both legs up. Bend into that left leg, bring it across, okay? Left hand goes to the inside, right hand goes to the out, interlace either behind the knee or just below the kneecap. Please make sure that you're bringing awareness to this, knowing that things might be a little different on this side, and that's okay. Slow, steady inhale, slow, steady exhale. Those of you that would like to do a little something more, if your body says yes, squeeze into that left glute. And then gently, slowly allow it to release. If your body says yes, we're going to take this into a twist. So I want you to grab your block, bring it over towards the right. Okay. Right hand is going to come up and over and rest on the right knee. Left hand is going to come to the left knee. Again, we're going to differentiate and we're going to use the lower body to twist. And so this might be a very small movement, depending on what your body says. You're moving in just segment by segment, very slowly. If you need to, please feel free to allow that right foot to drop to just create some stability so that the mobility has something to work from. Always better to work from a stable place when you're moving. Breathe and soften. Please remember, this does not need to be a big movement in order to be a powerful one. What we're looking for is only taking ourselves as far as our bodies comfortably want to go. Once you've taken your body as far as it comfortably wants to go, let your arms come out by the side, breathe. If you feel any part of this twist that feels like there's tension, as long as it feels safe, I want you to see if you can engage that part and really activate that group of muscles. All the while still breathing. And then gently, softly let it relax. See if you can find some space in which your body can completely relax. One more cycle of breath. If your body needs an assist, gently, slowly bring those legs back up. Lengthen into the right leg, lengthen into the left, and then bend into the left knee. Interlace the finger either behind or below. Lengthen that right leg down as long as that feels comfortable. Gently squeeze that left leg up, drawing that knee towards the shoulder, making sure that you are well balanced between both shoulders. One more cycle of breath right here. And then gently, slowly allow everything to release. We're going to just float from here into final Savasana. So whatever props that you need, that means bolsters, blankets, eye bags, please use them. Straps, blocks, whatever's needed. Just take a moment. Let everything relax. Let everything soften. If you're feeling any tension anywhere, one last time as you're bringing yourself into your Savasana, space of parasympathetic rest, I want you to take just a moment, take a deep inhale, and on the exhale, I want you to tighten everything. So that means toes, feet, calves, quads, hamstrings, glutes, core, shoulders, face, hands, arms, everything. Squeeze it and then let it relax. Full deep inhale. Slow, slow, steady exhale. Let your body find that exquisite unwinding to full relaxation. Gently, slowly, begin to find your way back. Start with fingers and toes, hands and feet, and then allow that awareness to move up through the legs, through the arms, back to the center of the body. Full deep inhale, full deep exhale through the nose. When it feels appropriate, bring your arms up over your head and stretch, fingertips to toes.
Then from there, gently draw the knees back into the chest one last time. Gentle hug, free that energy. And then when you're ready, roll onto your side and gently up, back into seated position. Come back, allowing hands to come to the heart, thumbs to rest on the sternum. Y'all, thank you so profoundly much for making time for yourselves, getting up early, and making time for your yoga. I honor the divine in you, that is the divine in me, that is the divine in all of us. Namaste. May the blessings be.